Absolutely. And I mean, this is definitely going to be a very interesting match because Ring 55 were, I mean, again, I think the main advantage that Team USA had over Ultranum and maybe even Dark USA as well is that they were able to out-rotate them. And I think part of the reason we saw Ultranum lose to Dark USA was maybe a little bit of a comp issue at the start there. And, then they started to find their footing, but obviously it was a little bit late. But Team USA just straight up out-rotated Ultranum. That's going to be a lot easier said than done with Ring 55, though. But here it is. Roll the giveaway, Teapot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is EU's last hope.
Yes, it is. They're outnumbered.
Showdown against the two NA teams. Dark USA have yet to be defeated in this bracket. Ring 55 are going to be looking to see if they can send them down to face Team USA. Obviously, Dark USA looking to prove why they're supposed to be here and beat an EU team for the second time in a row. Let's see what happens. This is Legacy of the Foe Fire.
Indeed. Legacy of the Foe Fire. Both side nodes should end up getting capped there. We're seeing the push from Steel into Abindo, but he should be able to actually get that cap. Yes, there it is. The cap has been fully enabled. And also, we do see this push from 55 and Syndrana into Grimjack here. Beyond B, though, is able to intercept there and will make this an even 2v2. And I think the Condi Rev should be pretty okay to survive even into this very high pressure coming out from 55. But the team fight is also going to be getting started there with Misha and Boyce into Nos and Moobs. That's going to be interesting. I think we've seen Moobs perform extremely well. The decap does come through actually from Zan and Cinder to Grim and Beyond B. That's an excellent start there for rank 55, shutting down that point gain immediately. The team fight not really doing anything too much right now by the looks of this. This will be a fairly even encounter there. Boyce getting pressured pretty heavily, and actually the Lich Swarm does come out there, and Zan suddenly in a hell of a lot of trouble there. Needs to pop his heal skill immediately, and it should be able to get away with that, and he's going to have to kite away, though. Very defensive play required there from the Horse in order to survive there. Syndra, though, looking to troll there, looking to contest that point yet again, but now looking for maybe a kill on Beyond B, and Beyond B in a bit of trouble. Should go down there, I think. Oh, great dodge there, but does end up falling, and with Zan's cleave, that will be the first kill of the match scored on the Thief of Dark USA.
Yeah, and that was honestly really close. Obviously, Zan on this Grenadier build, they didn't face a Condi Thief into Team USA. Toker was always playing Power Thief for the most part. And obviously, it definitely, I think, it's a lot harder for Zan to survive into the condition pressure, but he did an excellent job of just barely being able to kite away. Sind pulling off towards mid and then coming back in to find that kill on Beyond with the Grenadier spam as well, just helping him out a little bit. And so far, Rank 55 are able to secure the map for the most part. We should see them getting Waterfall in a second as Grimjack maybe not going to have a great time 1v1. And Nos now actually falling over on mid. There is going to be a res, though, coming out onto it. Steel there is going to be able to help him out. And mid certainly looking like it might be in control for Team USA, but Nos looking like he's probably going to go down again at the same time as Grimjack does a Waterfall the stomp. Coming out the cleave, coming out. We do see Moobs trying to res it, but no, it's not going to happen. Boyce and Abindo and Misha are there to prevent that. Moobs himself now might be going down, and this might be the end of the game here already for Dark USA as Rank 55 are looking to close this out. The Firebrand will fall. The rotation now from Rank 55 on a Waterfall as Steel tries to aggress it. They're going to hold the game down. They're going to hold the caps down. That's several kills scored. That's the triple cap on the map. And Rank 55 are here to play.
Oh, yeah, they're looking so strong. Getting kill after kill after kill and snowballing that map to perfection. The Waterfall does end up getting neutralized yet again. Abindo intercepting the respawns from Dark USA. Grimjack and Beyond B looking to push onto these nodes. And actually, Abindo's going to have to choose between these two. Grim going to go for the quarry, and yeah, Abindo's going to match that and leave the graveyard to get decaptured there. But Syndra able to match that and shove Beyond B away while Zan is looking after the Waterfall.
Absolutely, and I think that's fine. I think Abindo holding down the side node makes sense because it does force Dark USA to try to rotate onto one side node instead of being able to hold down mid, which would be a little bit easier for them to hold on to and then collapse onto one of the sides. So I definitely like that, especially because it's very easy for them to just come in from Waterfall, cap it right back up after the decap. But they do now need to get some pressure back over here. Boyce as well as Misha making the rotation in to match that. They're still outnumbered by one, but we will see the rotation coming in now from Sin to help make that an even fight. As we do see Steel going in, but that's a lot of damage. Boyce actually very low. He might go down. The condition spam is going to be good. Misha now is going to be having to get this glyph, but the knock is going to be good. Can Misha get it? Is he going to be able to rally his Necro? He does, but that's going to be potentially another decap coming out on the map here, and they're not going to be fighting down under with cooldowns here against Dark USA. Boyce again going to be very hard pressured. I don't think he's going to be able to get to the portal. He's not. Grimjack and Nos on top of it. They're not going to allow that to happen. Misha almost certainly not going to be able to get this res. Sin comes back out the portal. He does drop the Shadow Refuge. No, it's going to be Toker's Shadow, Beyond Shadow Refuge. The stomp comes out, and that's Boyce dead. Dark USA, they've still got some life in them.
They do indeed, and Syndrome is going to have to back away. He does get his heal skill, so it should be okay. Moobs is now eliminated. Massive cleave coming out from rank 55 Dragons. They're looking to maybe pick up another kill as well if they can. Grimjack looking like he is going to be the one they want to go for. Zan throwing a lot of grades on, dealing a lot of damage. He gets CC'd there as well. Grim going to have to go for the Kai. It's not going to be easy to survive this for the Revenant. Does have a good block available, but Dark USA, you can see how much they got off that single kill. Swinging the map certainly back in their favor. They have the waterfall, and they should be able to grab the graveyard as well. Grim does end up dying for that, though.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think it's definitely safe to assume that Cran may be slightly a bit of a stronger Tempest than Misha, and we will see that in some of these fights. That being said, Misha definitely does have, you know, he's a very strong player. He will be able to help these team fights go, but if the team fights are a lot closer than they were with Ultranum, I think it's going to be very telling you know, how that sort of support Tempest difference happens here. And it's going to be up to, I think, Rank 55 to kind of realize this and try to play around it a little bit, you know, play around their strengths, play around their weaknesses. That being said, they do get that kill on Grimjack, and it's going to be bled for quite a while, so they will have the advantage of the map for a good amount of time. They should be able to push into mid and completely neutralize that map, neutralize that node. They're putting some pressure on Waterfall as well, as Zan and Sin, again with this duo, are locking down Beyond. He's so very low. I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. No, the moment, the stealth from Sin is good, and that's going to be the kill picked up on the Thief, just making the map advantage still in Rank 55's favor as they fight onto both middle and Waterfall.
There's an amusing little terrain glitch there as the camera goes right through it. But yes, a fantastic kill on Beyond being rank 55. You know, having that little momentary weakness, they're showing that no, that was merely a moment. And Moobs, who is running a very supportive build, by the way. Check out that Signet of Mercy that we saw get that clutch revive earlier on in this match. Does end up getting taken out there. And of course, running that Signet, it does require you to sacrifice a little bit of utility, a bit of survivability, of course, on the Tempest and the Firebrand. But the Firebrand already is a bit of a soft target a lot of the time, and that may not be helping him survive. But, you know, at least trying it out, maybe having a bit of experimentation, you know, what better time than, you know, than the upper brackets of a, you know, the upper bracket of a global final.
Although it is a little bit safer for them to do it on a U. They already have a disadvantage coming into it, so they might feel a little bit better doing it here instead of on an A, you know, see if it works. But I do agree it's a bit of a risk on that Firebrand, which is already a target that is not very hard to lock down. We will see mid aggressed on a little bit, no attention to be put onto Waterfall. Beyond actually getting very close to getting this decap, but boys should be able to be there in time to stop him. And I think that Corey will be trolled a little bit. No, actually, I take that back. It's not going to be trolled. It's going to be completely aggressed on here by Sind as well as Zan. They aren't able to hold the decap, though, unfortunately. Zan just not able to get on the node in time, and they won't be able to stop that cap from happening. But they've put a very good amount of distance between themselves and Dark USA in terms of the points. And at the moment, it definitely looks like Rank 55 are going to be able to take this game, but it's not quite as much of a snowball as maybe you would have hoped for if you are Rank 55.
No, it's certainly not a stomp, right? This is definitely a game that has a little bit of closeness to it, and I think it will be very interesting to see how Rank 55 fares against Dark USA on NA when we manage to transfer over there to see those games later on. But so far, you know, this is certainly looking like the first game is going to go to Rank 55, and they might be able to dislodge Steel here as well with the Thief and the Hollowsmith pounding away in Rampage. Well, yeah, that is going to be the decap, and I think it might end up being a 3-cap yet again for Rank 55, and, you know, of course, and that is, of course, highly irrelevant. This isn't just about winning these games. Of course, they want to make sure that if it does go to a tiebreak, it ends up on EU. So it is in their best interest to win as hard as possible. And actually, Boyce dying on mid, that is going to cause some problems there, and that is a bit of a massive outnumber there. I think maybe 55, maybe going a little bit greedy there, trying to sustain that node in a 4v2. It's going to be difficult even for the best of players, I think.
Yeah, they will trade that out, getting a kill on Steel over Corey, but I really don't know if it's worth it, because I think securing the nodes and making sure their team fight isn't broken is a little bit more important, especially because they had the kill on Corey, and now, or excuse me, the cap on Corey, they will be rotated on out of mid. Still, they're going to be able to hold down side nodes pretty effectively. I don't really think we're going to see Beyond able to really get too much movement on this map, although it is tempting to try to go for a bit of a sneaky decap here, but of course we will see 55 anticipate that. Ooh, maybe not in time though. Zan does leap in. Is he going to be? No, he's not. Beyond with a very nice decap over at Corey. Again, they're playing for points at this point. Just make sure that gap isn't as big as it was before. And well, they've done a nice job, but unfortunately, Rank 55 have got the lead by about 300 points or so, and that is what we probably will see at the end of this game, I think, especially if Rank 55 are going to be able to hold down the double node for a little bit longer. That being said, pretty good job contesting both Corey and mid right now from Dark USA. Boyce again locked away from the rest of his team. He's very, very low. This Condi spam here from Beyond. Sind is going into pressure it, but it's going to be a little bit late, and not going to be easy for them to be able to get this double cap back that quickly.
Indeed, and Moobs gets a big backstab. But Dark USA scrabbling to get a few points, and that good fighting spirit there from Dark USA is certainly going to assist them later on in the series. As it does look fairly likely that Rank 55 is going to be able to close this out relatively soon. But Dark USA, scoring a respectable number of points there. Moves getting eliminated. Their Tornado will deny any kind of resurrection. Actually, Beyond B now under a little bit of threat as well into that game, into this team fight here. But still, Moves will get cleaned up, and the decap has actually come through on Corey. The interface is not quite catching up with that. Actually, no, it has. It's just flashing. I wasn't paying attention fully there, but yeah. The decap on Graveyard might come through in time. Nos doing a good job in trolling that, and actually, I think he might be able to hold that and just generate a few additional points here for Dark USA.
Yeah, not too much to talk about with this game. I think that Rank 55 maybe didn't play quite as aggressively as they could have. They did have a little bit of trouble locking the map down as well. I think if we'd actually seen this map state kind of come out earlier in the game, then the points would be a lot less disparate. So we will see 500. Wait, is that the exact same score that the Ultranum game was with Team USA?
Very similar, I believe. I think it may have been 234 in the other game, but actually we can check that real quick.
I think it's the exact same score.
Yeah, wait, what was the num on Legacy?
Let's see what happens. Game number 2.
Well, by the way, guys, Knock Knock Joke was the winner of the giveaway there of the Legendary. I did post it in chat a while ago, but you ignored it. Okay, but that's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I still love you, chat. It's all good. But now you know the truth into this second game between Rank 55 and Dark USA. And I think Dark USA, was rather Rank 55 just saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going to push Zan and Syndra again into Steel Rage here.
Absolutely. And, yep, pushing it afar. I mean, it works. I think that, obviously, we're going to have to see Misha and Boyce, I think, mostly go for contest instead of trying to aim to win. We will obviously see Moobs and Nos match them at the moment. But it's really going to come down to these side nodes and how much value Sin is going to be able to get from these pluses. We already see him leaving, though. And they've kind of given up on point A. I'm not really sure if this is their plan or if they're just kind of reacting to something that Dark USA are doing. But they are going to start to collapse pretty heavily now onto the middle node. If they can find a kill here pretty quickly, that definitely will help them swing the map. But at the moment, it is going to be even nodes. Side nodes are neutral. Abindo in a little bit of trouble, actually, beyond getting ready to plus him. And Abindo's already pretty low, and he does get a very nice burst out onto him. Abindo, though, is ready with the Glen Heal, and he's going to be able to heal up to full. I'm not sure if we're going to see a reaction there from Rank 55, as Abindo is still going to be holding it down 1 versus 2. They're looking for the kills, and they do get Nos and Moobs both down here on mid. That's going to be a very, very good swing in the beginning of the map. Let's see how aggressive they can play with it, but they're still leaving Abindo to face alone 1 versus 2 here.
Yeah, Abindo in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't end up getting taken out. I think
He's going to be the shot.
Get it.
No, it's not in time.
He casts it, but the glyph doesn't come through. It doesn't come through at all. Bit unfortunate there for Abindo there to not get revived there by Misha, which is not exactly ideal there for him.
No. Unfortunately, Misha's leaving mid just a little bit too late, I think. Boyce has made the rotation over. They are able to hold the node down, but they do completely give up mid now. We will see the decap and potentially cap coming out at point A, and I think they're really trying hard to kind of just set up players on these nodes after getting the kills. Beyond now in a lot of trouble, actually. Misha with the blink very aggressively as Abindo comes back in, and he's going to be able to get that kill and Beyond, and this is actually turning into a pretty good place for Rank 55, but they're still not quite as secure as they should be. Steel going to be pretty low here in this 1 versus 1 against Zan. The Rampage coming out, and actually this could potentially set him up into a kill. Let's see if Steel's going to be able to kite away. He gets the Hunter shot out, and he's going to be able to heal, stealth up rather. Sin not in the vicinity, but as long as the cap comes through for Zan, that's all that really matters. No, it's not going to happen, though. A really nice knockback from Steel, and that's going to continue to pressure him. But Sin isn't done yet. He's coming back in to find this kill. Mid, mostly ignored as of up till now after that wipe here by Ring 55. They are pushing back into it, and they're doing a very nice job of not really allowing Dark USA to get back on their feet, not really allowing them to try to out-rotate them like they did on Legacy.
Indeed, there it was, and Steel Rage does end up getting eliminated in Rank 55, holding on this game, but it is a little bit touch and go, I think, so far. Like a few little moments of instability for the EU team here. Boyce kiting pretty effectively here, getting chased down by Beyond B. However, the Reaper will be able to force that away. And a kill does now come through onto Nos. Rank 55 Dragons securing yet another one. They're going to be powering up to 5 kills to only 1. Beyond B getting a nice decap there onto point A. The Revenant 1v1 is going on here. Misha now moving in to help Abindo. Abindo struggling versus Grimjack, in fact, nearly going down there. But with a brief heal, he should be okay and be able to continue that 1v1 for a while.
Yeah, and part of the reason we see this is Grimjack is playing a slightly more offensive build here. He's got the Carrion Amulet where Abindo only has the Sage Amulet, and I'm not sure if that was a mistake or if Abindo just thinks he wants the extra healing, maybe to help sustain himself in team fights, but we will see the first Skyhammer of the game coming up. It's going to be certainly contested by the 2v2 we've come to see so often. Beyond going to be forced to use the Shadow Refuge. It's just going to be Zan now holding onto the node as Sin decides to move out. He's going to go for the decap at point A. He really wants to stop that point gain from Dark USA. Beyond actually very low, falling very low to those grenades. Let's see if Sin's going to be able to engage onto that. He doesn't get the call out. He does leave the node, and he's able to find it, but no, Beyond actually going to get a nice burst off onto him to kind of help feel for himself. And Sin going very low to these conditions, needs to be careful. Go back to the Skyhammer again. It's going to be Zan versus Steel. Right now, neutral map state, and as expected, it is a much slower game than we saw, obviously, on the previous map with Skyhammer. Not a lot of nodes being held down by either team. Still, about a double lead here for Rank 55 over Team USA. Or Dark USA, excuse me.
That is exactly right here, and the Skyhammer is still up for contention here. Actually, Steel is in a bit of trouble. Sin going to come for the plus. Signet of Stone already has been used for Steel, and he does go down because of that moves. Might try and go for a res, but it's going to be difficult into all of that damage coming out from the grenades. And, of course, the thief actually Zan gets spiked a little bit, though. Elixir S is going to be the stomp there. Can he get it? Yes, he does. Finishes it, but he is very low himself. Misha gets a good amount of sustain there, rehealing, but all the way to full. And Abindo does go down there, though.
Yeah, Grimjack doing a really nice job in those 1v1s. Clearly, I think the build choice may be hurting Abindo a little bit, but we will see Skyhammer getting it, so that cap on point C, unfortunately, going to be negated very quickly. B, though, does get decapped quickly, and it'll be now Steel rotating into point A after respawn. No one contesting it from Rank 55. They're a little bit more intent on chasing down some kills, maybe. Really nice plays by Zan on that Skyhammer, but unfortunately, he is going to give up the one node, and it's now going to be back up to Abindo to go for the 1v1 yet again on point C. The cap coming out on mid, Beyond very low, and right now, Sin will be able to lock him down. And I got to say, right now, this is kind of a reversal of what we saw in the last set where Toker, I think, was kind of out-thiefing Fly. I really do think a lot of this is coming down to Sin to being able to kind of be a little bit ahead of Beyond. He's getting those rotations, he's getting those pluses, and he's finding these kills just a little bit ahead of Beyond, and it's really keeping Rank 55 ahead, especially considering the map we're on. It wasn't as relevant maybe in the last set on Legacy, but I think right now it's definitely making a huge difference here for Rank 55.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think, you know, it's unsurprising when you have a meta that does kind of revolve around having like a lot of static team fights, and you have like 1v1s going on the side. Like, you know, having your thief be able to get a lot of value there, get a sneaky decap, generate a kill on the sides, then outnumber the team fights. Obviously going to be a massive deal here. So, you know, I think in all of these games, it's going to come down to, you know, a lot of the time in how the thieves play into each other and how they can generate advantage on the map, numerical advantages for their team. Moobs is actually on that staff build yet again here. Actually, Boys gets a massive burst onto Moobs and might actually be able to force him off the hammer for long enough because of that. Now, Team Dark USA has now started to arrive there. Nos is now in the mix, but Zan has matched that. The hammer would be very, very nice for Dark USA to stall the game out for at least a little bit of a duration, but doesn't look like that's going to happen, at least for the time being, although that Lich from Nos is going to be a bit of a problem for Rank 55 Dragons.
Absolutely, and Beyond actually starting out here a little bit behind as Sin plussed him, but he does get the stealth off and Sin leaves, so Beyond's not going to be able to freely plus Abindo. No rotation coming in. It looks like they're going to be intent on getting the rest of the map. That will be the decap again. Moves very low. Zan coming out trying to get behind him, looking for that kill. Sin will be coming in as well. They smell blood on the firebrand, and that might be Moves going down. He is. We will see the decap across the rest of the map, as well as Steel is going to be able to get point A secured for them. Skyhammer still being contested, but a nice kill on that firebrand will make it a lot better for Rank 55 on the map at the moment. Advantage is for them. Skyhammer starting to get picked up, and unfortunately, yet again for Dark USA, as soon as they get a cap, that Skyhammer comes out and it's going to be negated. Kill on Moobs just being bled out now, so the map advantage still going to be heavily in Rank 55's favor. The game just under halfway over. We do have 300 points on the board. It's possible that we see Rank 55 actually get to a finished game, but they are still playing desperately for 3 nodes as they want to really keep Dark USA's points down. Nas going to be going down here now with another follow-up that's very, very good by Sin. This will be the kill, or rather the cap confirmed. Grimjack with some nice kiting, though, is going to be able to get himself out of danger for now. Beyond coming in to maybe help peel for him, and A going to be completely untouched at the moment by either team. So far, Ring 55 doing a good job here. Dark USA playing catch-up, trying to get as many points on the board as they can, as I think this game is more or less going to be in the bag here for Ring 55. Moob's going to go down here as a Bindo, very pressured on node.
And I think 55, I don't know if they're thinking about this. Obviously, it's in the throes. It's easy for us to talk about this sort of thing, right? While we're just here flying around on high. But I think rank 55, they probably want to think about pushing that 3rd node, because suppose that it does end up, they do end up having a few issues on NA, right? And it does go to the tiebreaker. They're obviously going to want to play on EU, where they previously won games. So they do want to make sure that they have a massive point differential. They're obviously going to be very far ahead in this game. They don't quite have the opportunity to go for it yet. We might see Sin go for a decap here, potentially. He might be able to
there's 2 kills
slide
on the map. We
by.
definitely should. Yeah, Nas is going to be able to try to stop him, but that should be a decap confirmed here for Sin. I don't think Nas is going to be able to get there in time. Really nice job from Sin. Oh, actually, wait, he delays it because he wasn't stealth, but a really nice CC coming out with the Basilisk Venom, and it's just not enough, though. Boyce is going to be here, followed in by Misha, but Nas able to get there in time. The Dark Lord will hold down point A. It's going to be up now to Misha and Boyce Sereno to try and prevent moves, and
Nos getting annihilated.
It's getting deleted here on the map. We will see point A heavily contested, Skyhammer as well, but unfortunately for Beyond, he's just a little bit too late coming in off of respawn. Moves going to be very low himself. There's almost no way they get this res. We do see Beyond starting to go for it, but no, it's not going to happen. The map is neutral. Ring 55 looking good. They've definitely shut down a lot of point gain here from Dark USA, and as long as they can make it even closer on an A, even if they do end up losing, I think that we will be seeing the final game, if it does go to a full 5 sets, or full 5 games, excuse me, going to EU, but for once, we're not going to a timer game here with Skyhammer. It looks like Ring 55 are going to be able to triple cap us here all the way to victory. And 5 minutes left on the board. That's looking very good from Ring 55. This is, I think, the most dominant Skyhammer game we've seen so far.
We're going to see the decap come through from Grim on point B just to slow things down a little bit, but that doesn't really matter that much for rank 55. They're still preventing any point gain coming through. Actually, a massive spike onto Grim coming through from Zan and Sin.
They want to finish this up.
Yeah, they want to get this done, and there's the stomp from Zan, and I don't think there's any potential for recovery. Well, there definitely isn't, because the game is actually over, but yeah, well, there you go then. It's now time to hop over to NA. Let's make sure the players know that we've got to get there pretty damn fast to make sure that everyone can stay awake, including myself, Roy. Although I'm hard fresh, so you know it's not going to be a problem for me. But
fortunately,
let's
I'm even hard fresh.
go ahead and go over to NA real quick to continue this series between Rank 55 Dragons and Dark USA.
Yeah, but here we go. This is it. If Rank 55 take this game, that's the set over. They haven't lost a match yet. Not on EU, not on an A, and Dark USA are looking to try and change that. They don't want to get 3-0'd and sent down to face Team USA, their NA brethren, but they may not have a choice in the matter. Let's see what happens. There'll be stealth on both sides as there's a cross. We will see Boys dropping some marks there, and they now know exactly where Grimjack is. Again, we're going to see, though, this power duo of Zan and Sin making their way to the altar. Again, stealthing up here with Sin. Steel going to be moving a little bit away from the node, and let's see if they're going to be able to get any pressure out onto him. At the moment, it doesn't look like it. And mid
and he's gonna be
may go the way of Team USA.
He's going to be on Holosmith this time, which might be a little bit easier for Zan and Syndra to decap here. But yeah, Dark USA do manage to secure the mid node. Misha and Boyce not rotating over. They're playing a little bit safe, maybe expecting a cross to go onto a Bindo. They want to make sure he's okay, at least for the time being. But Beyond B, already in a hell of a lot of trouble there. Sind, look for the kill. Does he get it? Yes, he does. But the Elixir
There's the Elixir R from Steel into the Elixir S res as well. And yeah, that's why we see Steel on that hollow. Zan now taking so much pressure. He's going to be forced to leave this.
He is indeed, and now it looks like 55 are just going to say, yeah, you know what, we can just go and take the team fight now. They're going to maybe look for a kill on Moobs. Moobs takes a lot of damage there. He probably has cooldowns, though. Not much has been going on there. And the Lich coming out from Nos, actually, and it might even be able to get a kill on Boyce. Boyce does go down to there. Will Misha be able to get the glyph? He should be able to, I think, in this kind of situation. But actually, no, I think the Moobs is going to get the stomp. Feared away is Misha, so nice fear there from Nos to deny that. And so far, Dark USA, they do not want that 3-0 to happen. Syndra getting a nice decap, though. That should stabilize things, at least for the time being. Red team, rank 55, getting back in this. But now Misha getting picked up as well. Though that is almost like the reverse of what we saw on Skyhammer, with the support and the Necromancer both getting eliminated fairly early on in this game.
Yeah, and there's definitely going to be a few more interrupts, I'd say, on on those glyphs there, the glyph attempts, I think, from Misha, especially on an A now, and Bindo now getting a rest on very lively. Glint Heal going to keep him alive for a couple more seconds. We do see Boyce and Misha coming in now as Misha comes back off of respawn, so they will be able to make this even. Side nodes again going to be played for here, it looks like, by Ring 55, and Moobs being taken out, and the Altar is going to make the map a little bit more even as Sin goes for a decap over at mid. Steel maybe not going to be in time to stop that. I don't think he will be able to, so the map going to be neutralized here. But back to that team fight over at the Temple, and it looks like Grimjack has unfortunately now been fallen behind as Boyce and Misha continue to pressure there. The rest of Dark USA moving around the map. Steel, though, in a lot of trouble, actually, without his support from beyond. Nas will be coming in, though, and Moobs now coming out off of respawn means that they will have to leave, but they have stalled that node for quite some time.
Rank 55 Dragons, they're starting to take control of the game a little bit. Syndra going to match into Beyond over there. Will be able to deny the full cap. Meanwhile, Misha and Boyce trolling a little bit. I think, I'm surprised to see them not just go for these straight up team fights, though. Instead, they're Rank 55 is choosing to very much almost play how they like to play. Like they're old style, right? Roaming around the map, looking to pick up kills and then controlling the map that way and just simply stalling out the fights as we've seen before. And it's exactly what we see here. We see Rank 55 just slowly moving towards victory. I guess maybe they're not overly concerned about gathering a huge amount of points because they feel so confident. There we go. Misha able to capture the gate, and the Altar will be locked down by Still, which is nice, but Beyond already very, very low, being forced away from that. And Moobs is actually going to be the target here. Boyce going in hard. Can they get this kill onto his nice line there? Great line, in fact, from Moobs. But Syndra comes in with the backstab. Good healing from Moobs, though. Able to sustain a little bit. Beyond trying to peel for that firebrand. Can they keep him alive? Oh, that's a big pull from Moobs. The Syndra is in trouble here. He's going to go down. Say Misha, though, precasting the glyph. He should be able to get that. And yes, he does. It happens this time. It connects. No fear to save him. And Moobs goes down. Elixir R has been tossed. Is the cleave good? No, it's not enough. Moobs gets back up, but he's still so low.
And he has no cooldowns. The follow-up damage here from Rank 55 is going to be good, and they will be able to get him down. Nas can do nothing but watch. Steel, unfortunately, already used all of his elixirs. We will see Stillness up. Actually, Grimjack almost got away with that. That would have been scary, but the double decap on the map now. Rank 55 committed so many players to that. They will answer with a decap of their own over at Altar. Sin, again, just being able to be slightly ahead. But wait, did Moobs just get up? He did. Moobs got rezzed.
Wait.
They gave away that kill for free.
Oh, that is incredibly unfortunate. Very sneaky res coming through there onto Moobs, denying a lot of that advantage that Rank 55 would otherwise have had. It might not screw them over too much. Looks like they are looking to maybe get a kill on Steel. Steel is in a lot of trouble. Zan and Syndra are chasing him down. Once again, that power duo, while Boyce and Misha are just trolling that top buff. And they've got that kill on Steel. They've got that one node. Things are still looking very good for the Dragons here.
Absolutely. And, right now, the points still going to be in their favor. Unfortunately, we will, for Rank 55, we will see the decap coming out here from Beyond and Temple. Boy's not even going to go try and go for the cap. As Stillness has come up, it does seem as though Rank 55 has had to slow down a little bit, but a kill here now on Steel. I don't know if he got the Elixir R down in time. It looks like he did. The grenade just not enough from Zan, and now he's going to be in a lot of trouble here himself. He's got to be careful. His support is inside, though, and Sand with a really good pickup on Moobs. They're not going to allow him to get res this time. No, there's the Elixir R now from Steel. Maybe they won't have a choice. In the matter, Zan and Sin trying to go for the cleave, but the symbol down with Nas is going to be able to get him back up and top, and the Elixir S is now going to be forced out here from Zan. Misha will fall, so there's no potential to rally, and Rank 55 are starting to crumble in these fights.
Yeah, they lose that fight. Misha getting cleaved out now. Syndra and Zan, I think, quite wisely moving over to the Altar, though. They should be able to apply enough pressure to delay Dark USA and pushing back on the map. We see a Bindo already moving over towards the Temple. He should be able to hold that for the foreseeable future. However, looks like Grimjack should be able to pick up Stillness for free. Not much value to be had as of right now. And I think, is Grim even going for almost like trying to delay that? Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, he does go for it. I think maybe even just trying to stall that for a little while to make sure that maybe his team will be able to capture a node and get some value, generate some value from that powerful buff, that powerful effect of doubling up everything. Actually, just as it gets captured, Roy, it really goes to show you how slow some of these games are, right? Just as that buff has been dealt with, we now see the next two spawning in just a few moments. Zan eliminated, but Syndra able to get that clean revival, bringing him back up there.
That was such a clutch res, too, to be honest, especially because the buff's going to be coming up in a couple of seconds. Having bled him out and unfortunately taken out there would have been very unfortunate for the Dragons, and the Stillness just able to get a few procs out there as we see the Altar picked up now by Steel. We will see Tranquility coming out, though, so it is going to be a bottom buff scenario. where I believe Grimjack and Obindo have decided they'll just AFK on the bottom buff unless there's a plus coming through, which, as we've seen in the past, is, of course, kind of the expected thing to do, but it will still be, of course, a contest here for top buff. Steel looking like he might actually be able to get that for free. I'm not sure if they should give that away. Zam, though, is going to be able to stop him with the grenade spam, but unfortunately, Beyond getting the decap at Temple just answered a second later by the decap over at Altar by Sind. Rank 55, about 116-point lead or so, but is it going to be enough if Dark USA continue to maybe start to creep closer?
Boyce in a little bit of trouble there. Popping the Lich, looking to get some pressure down onto Nos and moves, but ends up damaging himself more than his enemies, really. And now chasing after that Necromancer with that side, spinning it around, dealing massive damage onto Nos. Nos under a lot of pressure, but does get shoved away by the Firebrand's line yet again. But still, Misha now is in the mix there. I think popping Tornado, looking to go for some big damage. The Revenants matching each other on the down buff. Wouldn't be surprised to see if they just AFK on Tranquility. That Tornado, though, big value. Boyce landing massive damage onto Nos. Is he going to be able to disengage it? I think he is. He gets his heal skill. Nos should be okay, at least for the time being. Syndra, though, he is moving over. He wants to go for that kill. Here comes the backstab. Will it land? Will it be able to be enough to eliminate Nos? Not quite, and he reaches Shroud in time to at least survive. He does actually have a worm port as well, so if he can escape, he should be able to be okay, at least for the time being there. Nice port there from Nos. Great kiting from the Necromancer from Dark USA. Syndra, though, he wants more. He wants to try and secure that kill. Zan now looking to try and take this 1v1 into Steel. He does actually have possession of the node, but not anymore. Dark USA able to obtain Stillness too, but I think some kills are about to happen for 55. They are converging onto Nos, and I think he might not be long for this world in his current state right now. He's on 5% health. He is so low.
Sind is so
right
low,
now.
though. Beyond find a connection. They're both going to go down at the same time. It's going to be between if they can get the res. Boyce actually starting to stop. Does he get it in time? Moves? No, he doesn't. Unfortunately, get the res, and Cindy's still going to be very pressured by Beyond, but the rally will come through. Misha doesn't have to burn the glyph there, although actually didn't have it anyways, and moves will now fall to Boyce. What a great instinct for Boyce to be able to just immediately start that stomp up, realizing that there wasn't any way for him to get interrupted with the moves on the res. Steel now going to get locked down by Sind and Zan, and this might be enough to keep rank 55 looking very healthy, about 137 points ahead of Dark USA. Tranquility still going to be neutral there on the bottom buff, and that's rank 55 finally getting a cap back here as Moobs is still being bled. Map advantage still going to be heavily in rank 55's favor as Steel is just now going to be taken out. Beyond will make it a little bit better for Dark USA at the Temple, but at this point, rank 55, twice the points to Dark USA, and I'm not really sure Dark USA are going to be able to come back into this.
No, I think it's not looking particularly likely. Boyce kind of forgot to cap the altar there. I think he was maybe worried about Steel going for a self-rep essentially. And actually, Misha gets the top buff and whoa. Yeah, well, that really is a little bit messy. Of course, Beyond is able to decapture the gate there, which is quite nice. That will prevent the 4 cap from coming through, but that still does mean that Stillness buff is going to double that single node of the altar, just ticking away for rank 55, accelerating them into the lead. Dark USA not having any points. Oh, wait, Grim actually going for the bottom buff there. I like that. I do like the ambition there. But yeah, obviously a bit of a long shot. Syndra now going to capture the temple, and I think if he's able to get that, that is going to be a bit of a nail in the coffin for Dark USA, especially now that mid is also looking like it is going to be going red very soon. Misha holding strong there. Moob's in trouble. Big backstabs coming down. He's got nothing really left as a renewed focus, but oh, I don't know. He's going to be in a 3v1 after that. And actually, it's going to be Misha going to go down there, try and save Boyce. Boyce in a bit of trouble, but Moobs has already been taken out, and now Boyce feels confident. He feels available to push directly into the fight once again and seal this game up for 55.
Absolutely, and I think at this point it's kind of confirmed. I think that certainly the way both teams are playing, it looks like we are going to see Dark USA dropping down now to the lower bracket, which means we will have an NA versus NA matchup. It's actually, there was a very good chance we didn't see a same region matchup until maybe the finals. If rank 55 were defeated, it would just be cross-region matches all the way through, but rank 55 have decided that they don't really want to do that. They like having breaks in between their games. They don't want to play consecutively, so we aren't going to see anything more from them. The triple cap comes out now with rank 55 confirming that kill on Nos and Beyond, and they're keeping their score looking very pretty. 2 3-0s in a row there on both NA teams, and rank 55 clearly have shown up today.
Oh yeah.
See which NA team is going to be the one to try and prevent them in the finals, but before that happens, we do have a lower bracket final
between Dark USA and Team USA. And I think one thing to take away from this is just look at the distinction between Ultranum and Rank 55. I think Rank 55, even though, you know, they are new to this composition, new to playing Tempest and Necromancer in their comp, they have adapted well. A team that Dark USA, or rather a team that Ultranum really struggled against and eventually lost to, Rank 55 was able to defeat quite handily in a 3-0 sweep before moving on to the grand finals. And I think Angels is here to give us a little bit of a rundown on what's happening while we serve the next game, which is going to be, of course, on NA. It's going to be an NA team versus another NA team, and just straight up best of 5 on the same region. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be in the lower bracket, Team USA versus Dark USA. But before we go there, I think we have a few clips to go over with Angels on the analysis desk.
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to particularly cover, there's just some footage playing until it gets to the stage, was that Dark USA has actually been incredibly innovative with some of their builds. Wait, why does it stop? With Beyond, he's been taken the smoke screen, and the smoke screen is actually shut down. Rank 55 a couple of times. I think it was this point in particular here. Yes, here. So what we can actually see.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, what we can actually see here is Beyond dropping the smoke screen here, and this actually nullifies a lot of the pressure that Boyce and Sind wanted to put up on Moobs and
even leading to a kill here on
exactly.
Cinder, right?
It massively enabled them. And actually, if we move slightly further on, we can see the res that comes out on Moobs from
the Elixir R, right?
Yeah, with the Elixir R. And I feel that these kinds of playstyles, where they've actually tried to like counter what Rank 55 is doing with their very aggressive playstyle, kind of slow them down, stop them from getting pressure where Rank 55 really needs it, has actually helped them really get a lot of points in this game. And it actually really helped them versus the Ultranum as well. So I think that they must be praised for that. And going into the with certainly USA, they may be looking to do the same here as well.
Indeed. Yeah, and that is always really good to see. And to be honest, I really like that some of those build choices from Moobs as well, actually. I think he was making the staff work. You know, you don't see this staff build typically get used anymore. I think Chunsu sometimes plays it a little bit on EU as kind of like a full support firebrand. But actually, I saw Moobs got multiple very high value lines of warding. And several times, he was able to just slip away, kind of wriggle away by using that speed rune combined with the swiftness on the staff. So I actually think some really interesting build choices, actually. Very, very interesting build choices coming out from Team USA. And you really do love to see it. A little bit of theorycraft, a little bit of buildcraft coming through from Dark USA. And, well, let's see how that's going to play into, of course, one of their main competitors. And, of course, who they typically go up against a lot on their own server, both repping the same guild tag of USA. Dark USA versus Team USA in the lower bracket finals. One of those teams is going to ascend to glory to face the undefeated Rank 55, who have gone 6-0 so far in the global finals. That is quite the daunting challenge.